So there's this story about a guy named Macbeth. Starts off with these three haggard old women, the witches chanting and whatnot, and then they just disappear. So fast forward to King Duncan of Scotland talking to this captain about the battle against Irish invaders, and captain's all like, "Oh, the Thane of Cawdor, he pretty much betrayed you, so." Duncan, he's like, let's hang him. And then the captain starts talking about the hero Macbeth and Banquo, and King Duncan decides, hey, let's make Macbeth a Thane of Cawdor. After all, it is his story. So we go to the battlefield, and thunder's rolling. The witches are appearing. The one's like, hey, I just killed a swine. Macbeth he's slicing everyone in half, and Banquo's there too, so after the battle, and then the three witches appear, and they're
And the one witch is all like, Hail Thane of Glamis.
alright, yeah, that's me.
All hail Thane of Cawdor.
Alright, I'm a little baffled by that one.
All hail King of Scotland.
Dude, you're crazy now. And then there's Banquo, and he's all like,
Oh, what about me?
God, Banquo, this play isn't about you.
Then Macbeth, he's like over here just thinking, Banquo, like, do you even lift? And the witches, they're like, alright, fine, Banquo. Since you want something, you can be happier than Macbeth, but not as happy. You can be greater than Macbeth, but not as great. And since you can't be king, your kids can be king, alright?
Act 3, Macbeth is like, he gets crowned, and then he's like, hey, everyone go home. Banquo, come to my dinner tonight, though. Which, Macbeth already hired two murderers to kill his own best friend. Like, I don't know what his deal is. So, two murderers, they show up while Fleance and Banquo are riding their horse around or something. All of a sudden, a third murderer shows up to kill the two murderers, and they just act like friends or something. So, they kill Banquo. They stab him in the face like 20 times. I don't know how they even knew who he was. Throw him in a ditch, but of course, Fleance gets away, like, probably making the witch's prophecy of Banquo's kids taking the throne, probably, I'd assume. So, the murderer goes to Macbeth's dinner, and he's like, hey, dude, come here. Macbeth walks over, he's like, hey, we stabbed Banquo 20 times in the face. Macbeth gets all excited, he's like, yeah, good job, dude. Then, of course, he's got bad news about Fleance, and Macbeth's like, God, idiot. How do you let the kid get away? Just get out of here. So he goes to sit down at the table, and oh my God, all of a sudden, Banquo's in his seat, the ghost. He's like, oh, God, what are you doing here?
And Macbeth, he like freaks out and he's like, oh my god, it's Banquo's ghost. Oh, he's back to kill me. Oh my god, Banquo, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to kill you. And like the lords, they're freaking out. They have no idea what's going on. They're just looking at Macbeth as he's like talking to thin air. Then Lady Macbeth stands up and is like, oh, don't worry, don't worry. This happens all the time. Come on, it's normal. And the lords, they kind of look around at each other. They're like, okay, fine, we'll sit back down and eat. We're hungry. But then it happens again, and they're like, okay, we're leaving. At the beginning of Act 4, the witches, they're cooking this stew or whatever it is. Who knows? Nobody would even eat it. They're throwing in like sharks and newts and toes of frogs, a tongue of a dog, I think. Anyways, no one's gonna eat it. And Macbeth, he walks in. He's like, witches, what's up? What's in my near future? And the witches, they're like, yeah, alright, something's in your future. And then all of a sudden, a floating head pops up, and it's like, Fear Macduff. Then there's a bloody baby that pops up, and it's like, you cannot be killed of anyone born of a woman. Then there's a third one that shows up, and it's another baby, but this time it has a tree. And it's like, you cannot die until Burnham Wood moves to Dunsinane Hill. Then there's a fourth, and it's the next 8 kings of the Scottish throne, being followed by Banquo, showing that the next 8 kings will be from Banquo's descent. So Macbeth, he's like, alright, Well, I'm gonna die a natural death. Nothing can pretty much kill me. I'm pretty much unstoppable.
So it's about time for the ultimate showdown, and Macduff, he enters the castle like, what up?
So Macbeth and Macduff, they finally meet. And Macbeth's like, yo, you can't kill me. I can only be killed by a person not born of a woman. And Macduff, he says, well, I was ripped from my mother's womb, so I wasn't born of a woman.
In his mind, Macbeth, he's like, oh, god darn it. Those darn witches making everything come true, so for some odd reason, Macbeth just throws his shield at Macduff. Like, that's your only defense. So they square off, and what ends up happening is Macduff takes his sword across Macbeth's throat, cuts his head off, and he takes it to Malcolm.
When Macduff gives Malcolm Macbeth's head, this shows Macbeth is dead and Malcolm will now rule Scotland.